To resume recording. I just wanted to review this before we do the rest of our work today. Using compareTo with strings. We've used compareTo before, but if you're using it with strings, it compares the two strings and returns 0 if they're the same. So that's like a true with dot equals. It returns a negative number if the first number comes before, the first string comes before the second in a regular sorting order. And it returns a positive number if the first one comes after the second one. So the key is that you're either going to get a negative number, a 0, or a positive number when you make the call. And negative number means, did I give you an example? I can't remember. Nope, I did not give you an example. But if you did apple dot compared to banana, what are you going to get? Positive number, negative number, or 0? So a negative number means the first string comes before the second. And that's true. Apple, banana, right? If I did apple with a capital A dot compared to apple with a small a, you'd think, well, they're the same. But let's look at the last line up here. Capital letters all come before lowercase letters. So again, it would be a negative number. You don't have to worry about, in most cases, you're not going to be worrying about what the number is, just whether it's negative or positive. That tells you which direction, if you were sorting these things. So questions?
What about numbers?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, I don't know. I bet it would be whatever, makes sense. Yeah, we'd have to try it out. But I bet it would sort them Okay, the other thing I'm reviewing real quick is two-dimensional arrays, because we're going to hit those today. We just did them a couple weeks ago. I want to remind you, Java is row major. That means the row number is the first number. So if I did nums with two numbers after it, the first number is the row and the second number is the column. And to get the number of rows in a 2D array, you do array.length without parentheses. And to get the number of columns, you do you get one of the rows. Usually we do row 0, array 0.length. That gets the whole row out, and then it tells you how many items are in it. That's how many columns there are. And default values for primitive two-dimensional arrays are 0 for int and double, and false for Boolean. And for non-primitive 2D arrays, like a frog array, the default is null. And remember, if you want to put an object at each spot, you have to do it with a for loop or some kind of loop, or a whole lot of single lines putting things in each spot. But anyway, this makes a 10,000 frog 2D array. I just love you can do that in 4 lines of code, and puts a frog at each spot. That was it. I just wanted to